We look back at who we were then, and small things, of course, have changed in our everyday lives. It's not so small for the Facebook users. No Facebook then. Victims had to rely on listservs to try to mobilize on September 10th. 24 hours before the attack, just 1% of Americans, 24 hours before, said terrorism was even one of the nation's top problems in that age of innocence.
Now it's something that most Americans say they think about all the time. It's something we do think about, but boy, it has been such a wounding decade in so many ways, but we've also seen that resilience that we've talked about. And we had Bill Weir go back and take a look at how we've changed. It's an amazing story.
Oh, my God!
Many will ask, where were you on that severe, clear morning?
Huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
But here's a deeper question.
You okay, officer?
Who were you? And how did you change? Was that the first time you ever stood in line to give blood or buy a flag? How long did you cheer for every passing fire truck or flinch at the sight of a Muslim scarf? Did you drive cross country to help dig through the pile? And were those tears of fear or pride when your kid rushed down to enlist? And who are we now that the smoke has cleared and the rubble is gone? Now that the shattered stores are back in business and the president's bullhorn is in a museum.
And the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
What is America after this decade of freedom fries and anthrax scares? After TSA, IED, TBI became our new alphabet. Republicans and Democrats standing together, singing together. It was a blessed novelty in that bitter era after the Florida recounts. And it seems even quainter by today's political standards. But arguments are the heartbeat of democracy. And not since the Civil War have we had more to argue about.
Say, stop the madness.
Just consider how the line between liberty and security has shoved and shifted. 10 years ago, almost half the country called terrorism America's most important problem. Today, that fear is swallowed by unemployment lines, housing prices, and the next monster storm. We can see that the always orange alert system is now history, but what we can't see are the alarming numbers now keeping watch from the shadows. 800,000 Americans, about the population of South Dakota, now have a top secret security clearance. We can count the decade's toll and missing limbs from roadside bombs. Harder to measure is the number of families wrestling with the hidden pain of post-traumatic stress. The American death toll in Iraq and Afghanistan is now twice as high as the number murdered on 9/11. But since less than 1% of the nation put their boots on the ground, it's all too easy to forget we've been at war longer than any time in our history. Abu Ghraib is long closed. Guantanamo Bay is still open. But in the end, the Arab Spring had nothing to do with American foreign policy. So much changes in a decade.
Put your mask on.
Heroes of that day rise and fade.
Conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Villains are hunted and killed, and there is spontaneous joy at the scene of the crime. After all those funerals, the waiting list for the New York Fire and Police Departments, longer than ever. A new generation of the bravest, yearning to rush into the next man-made hell. There's the resiliency of a widow who's managed to build a happy life after love lost. And the unity of a soldier's homecoming. That is still who we are. That is America.